And yet again, 2023, Ravens have another injury-plagued roster to keep them from the Super Bowl. I don't know what it's going to take. Eventually, they're going to figure it out, but I think it may be after Lamar's gone. Talk about it.
I thought it was all over.
To be honest, this Ravens team is depleted. And me, Nick, over here, Row Coverage, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the list of injuries they have, the issues that I already see to offense, as well as defense for that matter, and where I really see them going in the playoffs. We're, just finished the fifth game. They did lose that game to the Steelers. It's going to be a big reason why I made this video. But again, I don't think any of their wins so far were quality wins. But yeah, so I'm just going to talk about first this last game. Steelers. This game was a must-win, in my opinion. You go to 1-1 at that point rather than 3-2. Take a little bit more command of that division and really start to march towards a successful, hopeful playoff campaign. Titans, I think you'll win. I do believe that you will lose to the Lions. You will beat the Cardinals. Tough game against the Seahawks, Browns, but then I think that little stretch right there, there's like a 5 or 6 game stretch. I think the end 7 games of the year are brutal. Bengals, Chargers, Rams, Jags, Niners, Dolphins, Steelers. Now, obviously, you can get some breaks with injuries and everything, kind of like you guys are giving to many of the teams that are playing you. But just in that Steelers game, I was absolutely let down by Zay Flowers. Straight up going to say it. He did have 5 for 73. Score. Yeah, 11 targets on 5 catches. Mark Andrews, 10 targets, 6 catches. The rest of them are pretty good, but Zay Flowers, man, I don't know what it was. If it just wasn't your day. Obviously, he had a decent day, but when you look at the other side, Pickens, 6 of 10, which isn't bad, but he's got 130 yards and a touchdown. So I think that's something to pay attention to. You're also versing a Steelers team with a extremely depleted running back room, and I say that when I like both of their running. Najee Harris and Jalen Warren, right? Okay, Jalen Warren. Najee, I think, is a great back, especially coming out of college. He was very highly touted. I think a lot of people expect him to be Bijan Robinson or something like that, directly out of college and just really be the bell cow. And I think that the Steelers have proven that they don't need a bell cow. They need another Le'Veon Bell. I really like Najee Harris in that position. But to be honest, the video that I made last week was that they should have traded Najee for Jonathan Taylor, plus some picks and everything like that, and then really brought that into this offense. And I truly believe the Steelers would have just blasted these Ravens out of the water. The lingering injury with Odell is obviously a problem as well, and I think it will prove as a bad pickup in the long term. I don't think he's going to be there past this year, so that's why I think it's going to be the quote-unquote long term. Defensive side, though, I really like a lot of those pieces. Roquan Smith, Patrick Queen, Marcus Williams, Darby. I really like him. But overall, I think this team is I don't know how to describe it, because right now Pittsburgh has a tiebreaker over you, which means you guys are in second place. I felt like that you would commit to this passing offense. It seemed like you guys were Zay Flowers, OBJ, Devin Duvernay. God, who's the other guy? Rashad Bateman, right? Yeah, Rashad Bateman. So I was like, oh, this is going to be great. Duvernay looked great last year, but shit, Bateman, I believe, was injured a huge part of the year. But I just don't know what you guys are doing. You should be 4-1. To be honest, you should be 5-0. When it comes to your wins, I think you beat a Texans team before they really realized what they had and were able to get it together. So I think that's going to be a glaring issue down the road, of that you beat that team before they were good. Bengals obviously escaped that, but I do think that Joe Burrow being hurt is a long-term issue for them. So I'll give you that one for sure. Losing to Anthony Richardson 22-19 with Odell Beckham, Rashad Bateman, Devin Duvernay, and Zay Flowers, with that amazing running game, and again those pieces on defense, a disgrace. to be honest. Disgusting play. I was not happy. None of the Baltimore players should be happy with that game. The fact that you lost to a Colts team with a hurt quarterback, it blows my mind. Gardner Minshew can beat the Ravens, and a lot of other teams can. But don't get me wrong, my Panthers can't, so I'm not going to try and make that argument. Browns, obviously, you got a dub there. I believe that was not. It was the week before. I think it was the week before. Sorry, of when what's his name got hurt. Gersh, Nick Chubb. Oh my God, I can't believe I blanked on him. And then obviously playing DTR, not too happy about that. Kareem Hunt. That game was just a rough one all around for the Browns. I think the Browns are exactly what we thought they were, mid at best. But that disconnect with Zay Flowers, I think, is a real one. Zay Flowers was in position, I think, a lot to make it, but just couldn't come down with it. And I understand sometimes great coverage. Can't expect you to, catch 9 out of 11 every game and everything. I feel like you guys are kind of committing to a passing game while kind of committing to a run game, and you're not giving your offense the opportunity to really get anything going, and I think that's part of the major problem. The fact that you lost to a Steelers team 17-10 when they basically have no offense is absolutely mine. Again, I'm somebody that believes in Kenny the Ticket Pickett, but I just can't believe you lost that game. Period. End story. Moving forwards, again, I'm just concerned. I think that the Odell Beckham thing is a real issue. At this point, he is listed as healthy, I believe. Just so you know, I get everything courtesy of ESPN for stuff like depth charts and stuff like that. Odell is not currently hurt. I would trade Odell Beckham. Obviously, there's some issues with that. Getting monies to work and everything. I would personally go with somebody younger, somebody closer to Zay Flowers. Or again, I would shore up something on the defense. It looks like you're actually not too bad. Oway being hurt is obviously a pain in the ass, but I just feel like there's just a bunch of weird ones. Kyle Van Noy, I forgot about him. Oh, wait, I forgot you guys got Clown. Yeah, there's no reason this defense should be Rock Ya-Sin, Hampton, Darby. I don't. When I look at this defense, I think that you guys should be able to hold everybody to nothing, basically. And again, when we look at your wins, you held them to 9 to 24, which is not 22, 3 and 17. So it's about early to mid 20. That's probably 24ish. But that's not good enough this year. If you really want to make a playoff run, you need to figure something else out. I'm not really sure what that is. It's definitely in the wide receiver market. I could absolutely you guys trying to make something happen. I'm actually going to pull up the trade machine real fast while I'm doing. I want to see. Normally in these trades, I'd like to do AFC to NFC, vice versa. So looking at this one, the Ravens would want to be trading it to the NFC. Really need a wide receiver. Of course, my Panthers need one, but I don't think Odell Beckham's going to go there, nor are we going to pay him. But to be honest, it couldn't hurt your Scott Fitterer or anybody in the Panthers organization. I'm open to it. Okay? I'm open to the idea of us getting Odell Beckham. Bears have DJ Moore and stuff like that. I like that. I don't see them trading for another wide receiver, especially an older injury-plagued one. Cardinals could theoretically trade for him, but I don't see that. Giants, does it make sense for him to go back? Maybe. Sterling Shepard and a pick, maybe, for Odell Beckham, just to get him back home, let him play out the rest of this year with Daniel Jones, and then decide from there. They're not going to do it. The one that I kept thinking of was the Vikings and trying to get Jay Jettas out there, but I don't think that's going to work because you're going to have to give up too much, and I don't think that the front office of the Ravens is as aggressive in that area. So I don't think that you really need a wide receiver number one. Saints, of course, could use him. Packers could use him. That's where he originally wanted to go. You would need a wide receiver from them, to be honest. I can't imagine him giving away somebody amazing, a Bakhtiari. I want to basically trade him for a wide receiver. I mean, a lot of people really like Christian Watson. Do you go get Christian Watson? Pick or something like that? Or, I don't know. I don't think that he's going to have as much trade capital now. Moving on, though, Commanders, no, it's not worth it. Rams, no point. Falcons would be real interesting, but you'd probably have to give up a piece like again, you wouldn't even give up Drake London. He's too good. I would say right now Drake London's better than Odell Beckham. Um, boy, there's some interesting here. Some real interest. The Falcons giving up. Oh God, what's his name? Kyle Pitts, and you guys trading Pitts. Yeah, it'd be a weird. But again, I don't see anybody on the side that really needs a wide receiver. Niners don't need it. Eagles don't need it. I got two of them. I think it's a weird thing right now. Ravens probably just gonna have to eat Odell Beckham for the rest of all that money and his lack of production. So with that, I'm not too happy with y'all. 3-2. It says it's your first in the NFC North. You're tied with the Steelers having the so. Overall, yeah, I'm extremely disappointed happening. I do love Lamar so far, though he has only 4 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. He's basically their offense right now. They're 4th in rushing. Tied for 2nd in points against, tied for 17th in points for, which is terrible. 26th in passing. Mr. Andrews, Jamison Hensley, it looks like, said Ravens need to wake up after this bad loss. I agree. If you're a Ravens fan, I'm sorry. Next few weeks should be good. This Titans game better be a tune-up. You guys better beat them 27 or something like that. If you struggle to beat this Titans team, I'm definitely going to have some more questions about your schedule moving forwards. But regardless, I'll continue to love and support the Ravens. Did live in Maryland during COVID, so I definitely have an appreciation for them. One of my favorite players as well, the Ravens legend, Shannon Sharp. So, and again, my wife's also a diehard Ravens fan. So, I wish you guys the best. I am Nick with Roll Coverage. I just don't know what that is, what that next solution is. Hopefully, you guys turn a corner here with this Titans game coming up. But guys fall back. I think the first move is to trade Odell Beckham and just get him out of the building. So that's just my thoughts. Why don't you tell me yours down in the comments? See you soon. Nick with Roll Coverage. We're out.